I tripped. I know I totally spaced. I totally tripped. I'll be back with number 3, but in the meantime, let's just do number 4 since it's fresh on our mind and we watched it and we want to talk about it. Not as much as I want to talk about 3, though. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Mike irritates my soul, but I'm gonna wait till I talk about that. Because this is backwards. We'll do 4 and 3. Who knows? Maybe this will end up being a combination 3 and 4 because of the things that bothered me. You know what? Let's do that. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, season number 7, the Miami seasons, and we're going to try to do number 3 and 4. This is mainly 4, but I'm going to insert my thoughts and opinions about people and their dates from last episode. Does that work for y'all? Let me know down below in the comments. If it doesn't, then I'll do a whole ass 3 by itself. Nevertheless, this is the Miami White Party episode. We start off and it is in the ladies' lounge. And before I can even go any further, I have to tell you that in episode 3, we lost April. April was 46 and a professional singer and had not made any real connections. Any romantic connections is what they told her when they told her goodbye. Not only that, Katie was on the bottom because they be feeling like she interrogating them, like they're in an interview because she has a barrage of questions. I like Katie. I'm one of the people that'll tell you when you're dating, yes, ask questions, but not like a fucking machine gun. Like, ask questions, have some conversation. The conversation should lead into the questions. Like, I don't believe in just like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I believe in having a conversation, getting to know someone organically while asking questions, revealing things about myself and them to me. One of the things, though, I realize is that some people like you to ask questions. They feel like if you don't ask questions, you don't want to know about them. But that's not the case with me. And I've learned that up front, I need to be honest about my communication style. I'm not a person that's going to just be asking a bunch of questions. And for me, having to ask you questions feels like it's secret and it's a hidden, you don't want me to know. It's a hidden treasure and I got to pry for it. Like if I'm sharing and opening up, I want you to do the same. But I do ask questions, just not in the traditional sense of that. Nevertheless, it's the ladies' turn to eliminate a fella. It is the white party, and it's not really just a white party. It's an all-day kind of deal where they're hanging out in the daytime, and then at night, we change our clothes and we put on our white and we look fly. It ain't nothing like a white party. Y'all like white parties? I love a good white party. I have not been to one, but white party season in California starts right about now. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We see Kayla and Randall first. Randall got all the ladies. Let's just say that. He seems to be connecting really well. Some of my Ray of Sunshines also think Randall is one of the better catches considering the lot that we have. And they have this like conversation and it's more like the part that we saw feels more of like sexual innuendos with food. That for some reason Ready to Love likes that. It's big and it's so big. It's juicy too. Like, for some reason, Ready to Love likes all of that. Like, I don't know. They have a little conversation about, like, relationship and wanting to be married. And what he said, because Kayla's 31 and she's child-rearing age. And, she asked about family. And he's like, listen, I want to have a good time with my partner before we start having children. I think that's a great idea. Oh, look at my plant. Boom. She looks so sad. I got to figure that one out. But nevertheless, we move on from them and we see Jamala and Justice. And Justice just gets on my nerves just as much as Mike, but in a whole different way. She wants to get to know him. Like, I like him. I want to get to know him. And so she's like, okay, well, what characteristics are you looking for in a woman? For me, the conversation feels awkward. And then the dude say, I'm not going to romance you. We already know that he don't want to take nobody out. Which one of y'all said? If you broke, just say that. Which one of y'all said that? In the live last week. And we will have a live this week on Wednesday in the 5 o'clock hour, because I am going to Jamaica and I want to make sure that I connect with y'all before I go. He's like, I'm not going to spend no money on y'all, like, oh, you know, while I'm getting to know somebody. And then he says, you know, I can't put my energy in dating or talking to multiple people. Well, why would you come on this show? There was a man that probably wanted to put his energy in dating multiple people and have it being understood with the concept of finding someone that they connect with and that they could actually love. The pretense of the show. You have seen the show before, right, Justice? Like, I'd be so confused by some of the things that people be saying. But then he was pretty much saying, I'm the king and the women need to chase after me. Like, you know, I'm going to come for you too. I mean, but really first you need to know that I'm the prize, that I'm the person that you need to be searching and looking for. And the fact of the matter is, you ain't on my level. You know what I mean? Like, I actually like the way he dresses. I always think that he looks nice. But I think that the reason that he's single is that he is a total asshole that is delusional. But there is somebody for everybody. He wants a woman to chase after him. And I'm sure that there are several women that are willing to do that. I would not be one of those women. I will be a woman to introduce myself. Like, I've introduced myself to a couple men. I'm actually made the first move. I'm in like this group, this dating group. And you slide in people's DMs. So I did. And not once, but twice. Whenever I slide in people's DMs, it does not work out well for me. Those conversations have fizzled out, down, and through the ground. It does not work out for me. So when people say, why don't you approach first? That's probably why. Every time I try it, it don't work out. It's likely because I'm not someone they're interested in, and they may not say that, but nonetheless, listen, that's why I'm one of the people that prefer for you to come and connect with me first. The end. I don't know. But I'm not like Justice, who's a total asshole, if you ask me. Different than Mike, but Mike's an asshole too. So here comes Tommy and his wife Jackie on the yacht coming up, because, they got to make a grandiose entrance. And I'm just like, nope. Nope. I get why he has his wife on there as someone to help him out. But nope. I don't think she brings anything extra. Beautiful, beautiful woman. She's better than she was when we saw her a few seasons ago. I'm going to give her that. But I don't know. Randall talks about he has a connection with the three women, Jamala, Kayla, and Trinika. He is doing what he came to do. He is talking to these women, connecting with these women, trying to figure out who is best for him. The one thing that I've noticed, though, is that Kayla seems to be very much so has attached herself to him as if they are already in a relationship. You can tell that when he walks over and he talks to Jamala, and then she later on talks about it. I saw you hugging on her, your hand on her waist. I even seen you feeling her booty. Ma'am, calm down. Relax. I feel like it's a lot that you're giving. We've seen you on one date. Now, y'all might talk all the time. Randall may have it on the schedule, ready to go. He might know what to do. He might have y'all on the schedule, which is something that you need when you date multiple people. You need to have a schedule for your own time, for the other things that you do in your life, and when you can talk and date these people. So he may have it down pat, but I need you to just pull up a little bit, because remember, you're the one that say you date multiple people. You say that, so this shouldn't be nothing. But I also understand how hard it is to watch somebody that you're attracted to interact with someone else in a way that you do. I also understand that. And when that jealousy arises, is it because you're not getting that same attention, or is it because there's something that you're not receiving from the person? And I'm speaking specifically in this instance. Anyway, let's keep going. Jenga. The group Jenga. I love when Jenga has like little like thing questions or take a shot or activities that you have to do. I love that when you play Jenga. And Brandy was told to do a lap dance, and she said my favorite person, or to the one that she's most connected with, my person I'm connecting with is somewhere else. She's talking about Mike, so she traipses her ass on over to where Mike is, who he seems to be talking to Katie in, and we're going to talk about episode 3 right in this moment. And she gives him a lap dance, and to me what it looked like was Katie and Mike were having a full-on conversation. They were close, they were engaged, and she came and inserted herself like, yo, this is my man. I want everybody to know that this is my man. But I'm going to tell you something. The girl's body is banging. That green dress looked amazing on her. And I guess it's just something that you have to be prepared for. Like, her eggs are all in one basket. She is not connecting with anyone else, and that may end up being her downfall. But since we're talking about Katie and what's his face? Mike, to whom I'm not a fan of, he just keeps, hopefully it changes after the conversation that he has, changes after the conversation that he has with the ladies right after this. But in episode 3, Katie is talking to him, and she got a little rib in her hand, and, you know, she talking, and she asking questions, and he's all like, let's go over here and let's talk, let's have a conversation. And in that, in that, Mike tells Katie that she seems uptight. Uptight. Rigid is another word for it, okay? Like, lackluster sounds like what, you know. If you're not interested, just say that. But you haven't even really had conversations with me to determine that I'm uptight. And she's all like, no. In his vignette, though, he says that she's too aggressive. But she throws it right back at him and tells him, you know what, since we're talking about it, you actually seem a little uptight. In his vignette again, he's all like, she's judging me and hasn't gotten to know me. Sir, didn't you just call her uptight before she said anything about what she saw you? You judged her as well. Stop having this double standard that you seem to have. And what I've come to realize when it comes to you, you don't like women that are full-on autonomous, that are opinionated, that can challenge you. You like women that are just going to go with the flow and whatever you say, and that's just not realistic. I don't know, that's just my thoughts and my opinions on that particular interaction from episode 3. Y'all let me know down below in the comments, because, yo, it's not a thing for me. It's not a thing. We see Charisse talking to Zoe, and I'm actually seeing Charisse not being the mean girl, but actually having conversations with people. I still got one eye on her real good and close, because my first impression of her wasn't a good one, and so I'm hoping that she comes out of that and not continue to perpetuate the stereotype of the black girl with an attitude, the mean girl. You know what I'm saying? The aggressive black woman, the unapproachable black woman. Because that's none of the things that we are all of the time. I mean, we can be that some of the time, but it's not who we are innately. And that cycle is already, that thought is already perpetuated in so many other reality shows. And so I'm trying to give her the opportunity to show that she has the flexibility to listen and understand, you know what I mean? To be kind and loving. So we see her talking with Zoe, and Zoe, she asked Zoe, have you ever been married? And he's like, well, it's complicated. So the answer ultimately is no, but he opens up and shares that he was in a 7-year relationship, that the woman he was dating constantly talked about being married, and so he bought her a ring. And she was a fiance like she wanted to be. But the very next day, he decided, I'm going to take it back because this isn't the woman that I want to be with. Sir, so it took you 7 years and a ring to decide that you didn't want to be with this woman, that this woman wasn't the one for you? I'd be goddamn. You waited 7 years. You wasted 7 years of this woman's life. You knew a long time ago that she wasn't the one for you, because 7 years is a long time to be with someone who wants to be married. So for me, and not getting married with me would be fine, because I don't, in this season of my life, cannot see myself being married again. And And so this woman wanted a relationship, wanted to be married, and maybe that was her end goal, and maybe that's not your end goal, but you say that it is. You wasted 7 years of this woman's life. I can't stand that kind of shit. Man or woman, I think you're cowards if you can't be honest about how you feel, communicate those emotions, and tell me that I'm not the one for you. It's a bit of a trigger for me. It's a bit of a trigger for me because I like people to be honest and open and genuine and transparent. This isn't working out for me. I think this dynamic should change. We are no longer aligned. Our differences are, we are moving in different directions. Our lives are no longer connected and cohesive. We can no longer collaborate. I'm not attracted to you anymore. Maybe not that. But nevertheless, my whole thing is, you owe them that. Y'all will be like, I don't owe nobody shit. Yes, you do. You're not going to be wasting my goddamn time, got with a T, damn time, for 7 years and then be like, yeah, you're not who I wanted. You knew that 3 years ago. You knew that 4 years ago. I don't know how long ago you knew, but you knew before the day you bought the ring. Anyway, Sharice is like, I'm intrigued now because he's opening up. But she also said, like, I need communication. Don't leave me hanging on the string. I don't like that. So this is what we see LJ, Sharice, Mike, and Brandy together on the couch. And Sharice explains that Mike hurt her feelings the last time they were together at the circus thing that he put together from episode 3. So see, good. We can talk about it. It fits right on in here. She asked, what's your perception? Or no, he asked, what's your perception of me? And she said, you're divorced with 3 kids. It's a lot of baggage for her. So that looks like a lot of baggage. It's too much for her. Anyway, I ain't gonna lie. It might be a lot for me too. You're divorced and you have 3 children. So have you healed from the divorce? Because to me, you bitter as fuck and you're an asshole. And then you have the 3 children. Am I in a space that I can deal with you and your 3 children? This woman has no children. And that is what she said. And he should respect that. I know y'all feel away because he was like, if a man said that about a woman, they don't say it in your face, but they say it. They have non-negotiables, and non-negotiables be shit like, she can't have no baby daddy drama. She can't have no kids. She can't be fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be a whole lot. Dudes be having a whole list of non-negotiables, and here we are with none, settling for anything because he seems like a good guy, and the whole time, you're going to be struggling. Like, I'm not mad at her. Y'all let me know if you mad at her for being honest about what she felt. He was upset. He was upset because he was like, you 45 with no kids. And she was like, that's a choice. Like, to me, that was a stab. And I really don't feel like Sharice was being mean when she said it. I think she was just stating her truth. And it wasn't in a way that was saying, originally it wasn't in a way for her saying that I don't want to be with you or I wouldn't date you. Originally it was just her sharing that that's a lot for her, you know, and maybe something she went on to say how she wants her relationship to be, he's never been married and he has no kids and we get married for the first time together. Now, I do understand that at 43, it's a little more difficult. The dating pool has closed in, especially if you don't date younger. So it's going to be a little harder for her to get the things that she wants. But I'm not saying that it's not something that's impossible. Why can't you have what you want, what you desire? That's what I do believe. I don't have to settle. If I don't want to date a man that has children or is divorced, then I don't want to. That's a criteria. Yeah, you might run into some great men that check whatever boxes you might have and be a divorced man and has children, and you potentially could miss out, but you are entitled. Just like when he told her, that's a red flag for me. I'm just going all over the place. So I just feel like he was a little aggressive, and she at the white party sat down with him and said, yo, I felt away. I felt the way you hurt my feelings. The way you came at me was a lot. His energy was for me too. But I could be biased because he's not my favorite person. He has not shown me that he knows how to be compassionate or understanding. It sounds like he wants things his way, and partly it's someone that can be seen and not heard. Partly it's someone that won't really challenge him and him leading in his toxic masculinity way. But I don't know the man, okay? So Mike, don't be in your feelings about what I'm saying. I don't know you, but this is how it's coming off with the snippets that the people are sharing, and I'm just giving my opinion. Listen, because there's some people right now that don't like me either. Think I'm too vulgar. Think I'm too loud. Think I might be too aggressive. I'm not that cup of tea. I'm too light. I'm too fat. I'm too these things. And all of that is okay. And that's what I want him to understand, is that it's okay to have a preference. It's okay for people to be like, I don't like you. He did end up ultimately apologizing to her because he wants, to have an amicable situation. Be cool with people, and he's not a mean guy. He may not be a mean guy, but he definitely is particular. So also, evidently he can't have lunch and talk to people at the same time, because he's all like, put the food down so we could have a real conversation. And he was bothered by Katie and eating her ribs while talking to him, right? So that's a whole ass thing too. Nevertheless, I want to say it's Katie and Mike and Jamala and Shakira at the table. I'm not sure about Jamala, but I think it was Jamala at the table. They're having a conversation, and Shakira feels like it's getting heated and it's dramatic, so she wants to excuse herself. The conversation was the perception of a black man saying certain things, even to black women, how you can be perceived. I just told you how I perceived him, that you have to be careful on what you say to certain people. Katie was speaking from a place of knowing and having a conversation with him, and him saying she was uptight. How dare you call me uptight? You don't know me. You haven't had a conversation with me long enough to really get to know me. So that's the place that she was coming from. And for some reason, Shakira wanted to excuse herself because it seemed like a heated debate or argument. And she's like, I don't want to be part of nobody's drama. And they're like, no, that's not what this is. It's a healthy discussion. Learn it. Learn the difference between a healthy discussion, an argument, a debate, right? And so Katie talks about, I understand why, that Shakira wants to remove herself, given her circumstances. It's a touchy subject. Shakira feels like she's crossed the boundary and that she's sharing her trauma with Mike. And she's taken the onus from Shakira to share that information with Mike by sharing that she has boundaries or whatever that she said. Do you feel like Katie misspoke? I actually didn't feel like that. I feel like she just gave an overview, tried to be compassionate and to explain why she was leaving the situation. I didn't see it as her sharing, but I could be wrong. I felt like she was trying to be helpful. In this moment, though, also it shares with me that Shakira may not be fully healed from the trauma that she's experienced. That yes, she's done some self-work, and yes, that she has healed some, but she may need to revisit. Because if you can't sit and have a conversation about a healthy discussion about things, and you feel like you're in drama, then you'll constantly be running from any type of discord you may have, even in your current relationship. You're going to run because it's triggering you. It's making you think about when your ex-husband was abusive to you mentally, right? Emotionally. Heaven forbid, all of it, right? So I feel like there's a little bit more trauma healing that's required for her. And that's just my opinion. If you guys disagree or agree, let me know down below in the comments. How do you feel? Do you feel like she was hasty? Do you feel in wanting to get up and remove herself from the conversation? Do you feel like she misread what Kadian was trying to do, which was being helpful, is how I saw it. Let me know down below in the comments. Then we see Kayla talk to Randall about her little bit of jealousy when it came to Jamala and the hug, the waist, and da-da-da-da. We talked about that already. I can move past that. LJ and Looney, they vibe. They vibe. When she came back last episode, that was her first date with him, they vibe. She seems to like him. He seems to be flirty. All of everybody is calling him charming. But the fact of the matter is they vibe. And she says, what is, you need some spice in your life or whatever. I don't know. And he said he would be spontaneous and they'd go to Mexico and they do these things. Yeah, okay, but what about day to day? That sounds like a great romantic gesture. I love it. Never been to Mexico with a partner. Well, I went on a cruise that was to Ensenada, Mexico with my late husband, but I've never been to Mexico with a partner, which might be nice. Anyway, you know, Cancun, Cabo. I had mixed those two together. Gave you Cancun. Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, any of the places in Mexico. Okay, Rosarita. Listen, let's go across the border. Any of it, I'd probably be excited about it. But we're not talking about me. So then we see Zoe and Charisse having a conversation, and Tommy escorts his wife Jackie over to sit with them. And I just don't I understand the purpose, but whatever. The question is, what's the secret? I'm sure that that's what the producers asked, because that's not a question that I would ask a married couple. Like, what's the truth? What's the secret? And she said they were both ready. They both have to be ready to be married. I'm going to agree with that. One can't just be appeasing the other. You both have to be prepared for marriage. The other question was, how do you get through adversity? And she was like, fuss it out. Now, I'm not going to say fuss it out, but definitely the takeaway from it was that you cannot run from it, that you have to communicate. Communicate what your issues are in a healthy way. Figure out what that is with your partner, your boo, your bae, your spouse, your loved one. Figure that out early on. How do you resolve conflict? How do you want me to approach you when I have an issue? What is it that you would like for me to say? Or approach you, because I'm going to say what I want to say, but I'm going to say it in a way that is hopefully compassionate, that's full of love, and that's full of kindness, and hopefully that's how you receive it. Yeah. So we see LJ and Shakira, and she's all like, I gave you my number, you called me one time. I'm not needy, but I need some attention. She's pretty much telling all the men, you haven't asked for my number. You haven't really wanted to get to know me. What's the deal? Because last episode, that is what she said to Zoe. I do want to say, I loved her makeup. I love her more natural. Like, you can actually see how beautiful she was. Like, I felt like I didn't think she was as pretty. But seeing her last episode when she went out with Zoe and she had less makeup on, her skin looked flawless. She looked absolutely gorgeous. And I believe that that's who she is. And sometimes I feel like, y'all don't be mad at me, that we put a lot of makeup on and we hide what is our natural beauty. Talisa, what kind of makeup you got on today? I ain't been really wearing nothing but some under eye stuff, because guess what? I don't want to scare y'all. And then I normally put a little highlight on my nose just so you can see how beautiful it is. And as you can see, ain't no lashes on, ain't no nothing. But I think I'm going to go back to my lashes. It's just so much work. I want to just right here insert, I got something here about Samson is something intentional is what I wrote. And I just want you to know that in episode 3, when he had that date with Charisse at the ice cream parlor, baby, let me tell you, ice cream dates are my favorite. I love ice cream. And it just always feels refreshing. I've never gone on one in the night, but I've gone on in the daytime. And normally you get ice cream and there's a park near, or you get ice cream and you walk on the pier, by the beach. I love an ice cream date. I love an ice cream date. So there's that. You know, in a promenade, and you walk around and you have a conversation and you eat the delicious goodness of the cold ice cream or sherbet or gelato or whatever it is you're having. I love it. Dear future bays with an S, I love ice cream dates. So then we see Kayla and Mike. Oh, what else did I want to say about Samson before I moved on? He gave her an opportunity to prove herself. He said, I want to be with someone that makes me feel. I like that so much. There's a little sweat coming in my eyes. I want to feel the emotion. I want to feel like you desire me. I want to feel like you're interested in what I'm saying. I want to feel, right? And I know, I'm logical too. I'm a little rational and all that, but I also want to feel it. I want to feel that energy coming off of you that, yes, this is right. This feels good. Look at how intense he's listening to me. Look how he's intrigued by me. He wants to know so many things about me. I want to feel like, I know that sounds corny, maybe, kind of. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. We see Kayla and Mike, and she's all like, I love kids. So Jackie joins them in the conversation, and she shares with him some information that's important. Pretty much make sure you guys are aligned. Look at all aspects of a person's life, not just how they look on the outside or how they are in this one instant, as a parent, or how educated they are. You have to look at them as their whole, their spirituality. How do they mesh with you? Will you collaborate? Can you be cohesive when there's an issue arise? Like all of those things. So, she's coming with some nuggets, but I'm still not like feeling the energy that I want from her. And maybe that's because I'm all this energy, and I'm a wife coach, which is a life coach for women. And so I just really, 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 really want that from her. Anyway, listen. So Samson, I don't know who he was talking to, but I wrote down he wants a woman with a story. He was talking to Sharice. A woman with a story. He said, and that's a black woman. Did he say a woman of color? I hope he said a black woman. I can't remember, but if you do, tell me down below in the comments. That's kind of like, that has some color in their life. And the reason is because that's what his life looked like by the people that raised him. And, I just really am excited about him, like, and how he thinks. Like, I'm glad that he wants someone that has some color. You know how many people are afraid of people that have experienced life, and he's not. So I love that. And this is when I should have talked about Samson, but hey, I talked about him already. Then you see Randall and Shakira. She shares a little bit of her trauma and shares with him that she was told that she was nothing every day. It's different if she's nothing. He says, I want you to know that anyone would be lucky to have you. Stand in that. And I like that. Then we see Justice. He leaves because guess what? He got an engagement. Another engagement for his grand opening that he needs to be at. I like that you chased the bag. But you should have communicated that to everyone. When you found out that it was a white party and you knew it was on the day that you had your event, at that particular time, you were supposed to say, hey, I have to leave early that day. My grand opening is at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. So I'm going to need to leave at 7. I can wear whatever I wear, but I have to leave at 7 to be there because it's my event. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But here's where you see where he has a lack in communication, where he's unable to communicate. Before I close this out, because we're at the end, they don't tell us which person leaves, but they tell us who's a no, so I'll tell you that in a second. I just wanted to make sure that I don't have anything else that I want to share that was in my spirit for episode 3. Mike, I think, is the one that bothered me most and what I wanted to talk about. So give me just a second. Let me scan. There is something I wanted. A couple things. I like the questions that LJ had asked Looney when they went on a date. One of which was, how do you want your man to make you feel? Another question was, must-haves. Do you know what your must-haves are and what you want? And one of the things she says is, I want to be a priority in the relationship. I don't want to be an afterthought. I don't want to be other. I want, when you think about our relationship, that I'm a priority. I loved it. Mike was super combative with April when they were talking, and when Mike, April was by herself. It was a mismatch. It should have been 4 guys, 4 girls, or whatever, so that everybody could have somebody to talk to. But she was left alone, and it was probably set up like that on purpose. She was left alone, and so she went and joined, and she was like, I thought, he's not interested in me like that. So if he's not interested in you like that, it's just me. I ain't gonna have nobody tell me more than one time that you're not interested in me, sir. No, thank you. You will not tell me more than one time that you are not interested in me. You will not. It is a no, a definite, definitive no. If you were having a conversation and you said to me, whatever it was seemed like disinterest, I'm going to respect that. But she came back. He felt like she was a little combative when she was asking the questions. And he was like, we here for love. I don't want no drama. And this is when I determined that he can't really handle an opinionated woman, a woman who's autonomous and understands who she is and knows what she wants in this manner. For him, it feels aggressive. For him, it feels like drama versus a healthy conversation. I don't know what y'all think about that. Let me know down below in the comments, if you will. I am nearsighted, so I can't see far away, and sometimes I can't see myself in the camera. It just be blurry, so that's why I put my glasses on, and then I take them off when I'm here. Randall and Shanika had a cute little date, so we'll see more of them. And it was just, about what you want and how you got to the place. And she talked about self-reflection and having super solo dates and introspection, and she wants someone that she connects with on all the levels. I think that that's really what we all want. Let me see. I think there was nothing else that I found to be like a big issue. You know what I'm saying? So now the ladies are talking Tommy and Jackie are talking. The Mileses are talking to the ladies, asking who you like, who you don't like. I'm not going to run through them all, but I'm going to talk about the no's because we can see the yeses throughout the conversations, throughout the show and the snippets that we see. But the no's are Sharice is a no, Mike is a no. She's the only one that said no for Mike, and I'm just looking like, how? For Zoe, Looney, Kayla, Katie, and all said no. Trinika says no to Sway. Jamala says no to Samson. LJ gets a no from Brandy and Shakira. And I don't remember who said no for Justice, but he wasn't there, so that was already a no. And so the people on the bottom are Zoe, LJ, and Justice is not there. I think he's the one that goes home. Who do you think goes home, since we won't know until next episode? Y'all let me know down below in the comments your thoughts, opinions, rants about this episode. Let me know. Or you could just hold out and wait until next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when we go live for Ready to Love, and I hear your opinions, and hopefully you'll want to join me. I'm probably going to set a time limit, especially if there's a lot of people that want to join. I don't want us to monopolize all the time. I monopolize your time, but y'all get me, so we'll play it by ear. Listen, if it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. Right next to that is the notification bell. Click that too so you're alerted of the videos I upload moving forward. Like this video because you like me. I know this is a little long for a normal, but I had to give you 3 and 4 as best I could. But if you want 3 all over, all by itself, let me know down below in the comments. And I need more than 5 people to say they want it in order for me to do it. So there's that. What else? I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what it is for yourself. But it's high time you figure it out. And I got a journal that'll help you figure it out. It is called Who Am I? I think I'm going to put it on Amazon, but for now it is on my website at www.talisaray.com. I'll insert a picture of it here. You know what? Maybe I should just get it. Not a shameless plug, but definitely a plug. This is the Who Am I self-reflective intentional journal. It's guided with lots of goodies in here, affirmations, helps you figure out where you are like as a whole. I got another journal coming out probably in the beginning of 2023. No, probably. This is the regular. There is a deluxe, and with the deluxe it's spirals. There's a little different setup in the inside. With that deluxe journal, you'll get a, what is this? A bookmark that says, "I shine so bright, even the sun needs shades." Baby, listen, you a ray of sunshine. It is what it is. I'm probably going to sell these online for $3 each. And maybe a couple others. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what I want to do. With the deluxe, you also get some bath salts. So www.talisaray.com. Get yours now. Okay? Get yours now. There aren't limited quantities. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Come get them. If I need more, I'll get some more. I'll order them more. Published by me. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will catch you on the next review. Should come up soon.